I have never breathed a breath of air on this planet when I was not a U.S. citizen. I've never been naturalized. It was the process of being born that made me a U.S. citizen.
Senator Ted Cruz defending himself against claims he may not be eligible to be president because he was born in Canada. And it's time now for our Sunday Group syndicated columnist George Will, Bob Woodward of the Washington Post, Laura Ingraham, editor-in-chief of the website LifeZette, and Fox News political analyst Juan Williams. Well, we asked you for questions for the panel, and we got a bunch about Trump questioning whether or not Cruz is a natural-born citizen. Here's one. Rob Hogan tweeted this: "Why does Trump and media insist on talking about another non-issue? Stick to real issues." And Glenna Palmer sent this on Facebook: "If place of birth didn't matter with Obama, why should it matter with Cruz?" Laura, how do you answer Glenna and Rob?
Well, Ted Cruz's mother was born in the United States. Ted Cruz never renounced his U.S. citizenship. His mother did not live the requisite 5 years, according to Canadian law, to even request Canadian citizenship. But I will say, as long as Ted Cruz feels like he has to answer questions about this, what I think has driven Ted Cruz up in the polls in Iowa is somewhat diminished, because I think people who don't really follow this all that closely will get their heads really wrapped around this issue. Like, well, wait, he was born in Canada? Like, and I think people sort of take this as an issue that really is a disqualifier. I do not believe it is. Paul Clement is one of the smartest legal minds in Washington.
Former Solicitor General.
Yes, also, you know, we both clerked on the Supreme Court, different years. This is a joke, according to him. One
of the things I have to say I enjoyed this week was John McCain saying, well, this might be a legitimate issue.
He's most likely a Rubio supporter, so when
yeah, but
Trump,
part of that also is, as much as he dislikes Trump, he really hates Cruz.
He really hates Cruz. Cruz came on a radio show and said, look, he's gonna endorse Rubio any day now. So this is McCain's way of getting back at the wacko birds, as he called Ted Cruz, famously after the green eggs and ham soliloquy on the Senate floor. So there's bad blood there all the way around.
But you know, it is interesting, as you pointed out, Cruz is feeling the need to respond to this, and it's gotten such traction that this week the Cruz campaign released a document. Let's put it up on the screen. This is the birth certificate for Ted Cruz's mother, Eleanor, documenting the fact that she was born in Delaware. Clearly, Juan, Cruz feels he can't ignore this.
I don't think he can ignore it at this point, because it's now solidly established as a media story. It's everywhere. And I do agree with what Laura said. I think lots of people, including voters, are saying, oh, he was born in Canada? That's news to me. It's not news to us around here, but it might be news to them. And again, I don't think there's much of a legal argument here, but the fact is it's never been litigated, never been to the Supreme Court, as Trump pointed out to you. So what we have here is the enemy of my enemy is my friend when it comes to John McCain. Because John McCain has no love for Donald Trump. Donald Trump called him a loser for getting captured in Vietnam. But remember, what you have here is Cruz is a guy who's campaigned against fellow Republicans through the Senate Conservative Fund. He's a guy who has called Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, a liar on the floor. So his own friends, his own Republican caucus, have a strong distaste for Ted Cruz, and I think that's what you're seeing from John McCain.
Chickens coming home to roost.
For Ted Cruz.